Bandit back, folks. Bandit back. Let me check everything. Everything good. Bandit back, folks. Oh man, just had an interesting conversation with one of my best friends over. Well, the subject matter gonna be emotions. Emotional. I get so emotional over you. Carl Thomas, emotional. Um, Emotions. Should a man be emotional? That's a topic. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this video talking about this. Men shouldn't be emotional. No, men should not be emotional. That's not a manly trait. Um, when you're emotional as a man, you're imbalanced. You don't have room to think. You let your emotions get away. You get emotional about something, or they call it being triggered now, where you if you triggered or emotional, you really can't have the thought of common sense or be within the reality of the subject because you're emotional. You're over emotion. You're just emotions. You can't call yourself a man if you're emotional. Um, I think you can be sensitive about some things, but a man is, for the most part, not sensitive. I'm not sensitive. I'm not emotional. I speak truth and what's right. See, when I was living a life of it's just about me and how I feel and what I want and what I think, I was emotional. If things didn't go my way, if people didn't think the way I thought, I was emotional and I was sensitive because they wasn't going the way I wanted them to go, and that is a child. That's a child. Men don't supposed to be all emotional about things. You see what's right. You do what's right. You go the right way. That's it. There's no argument. There's nothing. When you're doing what's right, you stand for what's right. You got manhood in you. There's no emotion. Black men, let that emotion go. All that sensitivity crap go. Women in the world today need strong men. These kids need strong fathers, strong men that's willing to stand up and be willing to sacrifice his life for the better of his community, his family. That's why a man is born. He's born to be to be to have to be instilled his purpose to be a strong man, to be physically fit, to be mentally sound. He's not governed by emotions and sensitive things. If there's a conflict going on, he can look at the conflict. He can make judgment calls based on what's right. It's not based on how he feel, and it's not based on this emotional thing. It's just based on what's right. You see something, there's a conflict, you can say, hey, I'm going to balance the scale. Okay, this is wrong. I'm going to weed that out. This is right. I'm keeping that. It's not emotional. Men don't, let me tell you something, especially with black men, we're walking around with the attitude of a woman. I see a lot of black men now, they got mannerisms just like a woman. They whole aura about themselves is feminine. It's feminine. You know, most of these black men that I see now, they let the black woman do whatever she want to do. She's God, and if you don't go along with her, you hate yourself and you hate your mom. Emotional. She'll beat you down with emotions. She'll beat you down. And black men today try to out emotional the black woman. She emotional, and then he try to be more emotional than her, and he ain't realizing she's a woman. You can't out emotional a woman, especially a black woman. You can't out talk a black woman. You can't out emotion her. You're never going to be right in an argument. Never argue with a woman. But black men never argue with a black woman. You won't win that fight. If she's wrong, walk. You leave her right there. Don't argue. All these emotional ass men, they find out they woman cheating. They want to kill the dude and kill her. Sometimes they kill every damn body in the house, including themselves. Emotional. Emotions. You, listen, if someone is doing something to you, like your woman cheating, or you catch her out with somebody, you see it, leave her there. If you want to get eye contact with her and let her, okay, and walk. Don't get emotional, black men. Leave all that crap. A real man is not emotional. A real man is not sensitive. You need your woman to be sensitive. Your woman is supposed to be emotional. That is a, what you call it? That's a defense mechanism. A woman being feminine and docile and sweet and soft-spoken and sensitive, and she has all this emotion. Okay, it's your job, men, to hold her and hold her tight. You put masculinity around her. Manhood, she feels safe. Men don't supposed to be vulnerable and emotional and sensitive. He can be, but I'm just telling you from the way I see it, real men don't walk around with this type of attitude, because you got to understand, we are expected to carry the heavy weight. We are expected to do the heavy lifting and go out in the world and do all the hard work. But the problem lies with us, because we now expect women to do what we should be doing. You got a lot of women right now with some sensitive, over-emotional men that if that woman say anything that man don't like, he might kill her. He might kill her mama, the kids, and everybody, because he's wrapped up in emotions. He's in his feelings all the time. A man should not be wrapped up in feelings. Men walk upright, and he do what is right. He follow the right way to go. He don't, there's no feeling to being a man. There's no feeling to doing what's right. It's just something that happens naturally. That's that man's wife. Naturally, I'm not going to try to talk to her or seduce her. That's his wife. I'm just going to do what's right. Leave that woman alone because she got a wedding ring on her finger. It's not emotional. It's what's right. It's natural. There's no feeling to doing that. I'm not going to break in that man's home and take what he worked hard for. No, not emotional. No sensitivity. It's just what's right. I'm not going to be vulnerable because some girl broke up with me. I'm not going to be vulnerable because I haven't had a girlfriend in so long. I'm not going to be vulnerable because I haven't had a date since the coronavirus. I'm not going to be vulnerable. I'm going to be a strong alpha male. I'm going to be a man. And there's no feeling to that. I am what I am, and that's a man. I stand on principle. Black men, stand on principle. Don't get emotional. Don't get emotional. There's no need to get emotional. You're a man. You're a man. Everybody should be looking up to you. You are the God on earth. You are the man. You have your faith. And the man have power and dominion over this earth. And you can't handle it with emotions and feelings. You have to do what's right. You have to build. You have to design and build. And it can't be based on emotions and feelings. You can't. And that's why you have these young kids out here now talking about their transgender. You got these 5 and 6 year old little boys twisting around the house, and the mother is telling the kid it's okay to feel like a girl if you're a boy, and the boy can feel like a girl if she's a girl. She can feel like a boy, and the mothers are going along with this. See, it's all in how you feel. Nothing should be based on a feeling. It shouldn't be based on a feeling. Everything should be based on whether it is right or wrong. How you feel means nothing to me. I can break in somebody's house and he shoot me. Me feeling like he shouldn't have shot me doesn't mean anything. I broke in his house. I got what I got. He did right by protecting what he owns. He did right by protecting his family. He shot me because I went into his home. An uninvited guest, which means I was a burglar or someone there that could harm his family. So therefore, I took a bullet. This is an example. I didn't break in nobody's house. I'm just saying. This is an analogy. The analogy is, it's no feeling to being a man. So the analogy is, I break in that man's house, he shoot me. I can feel whatever way I want to feel about it. I got shot because I broke in his house. And my family can come out and say, well, he didn't have to shoot him. That's a feeling and an emotion. They're not looking at the fact that I did something wrong. And that's the point I'm saying with these women. They're not held accountable because our government is set up to keep everybody weak. And now our men, the men are walking around weak. They're under women. Whatever the women say goes, because men want to get laid. So now the man got to be vulnerable, sensitive. He got to have all these emotional ass statements because he want the woman to like him, and the woman ain't going to like you because a woman is designed to like a masculine man. You can be sensitive all you want. All she going to do is go run to some real dick. You're going to be there to pick up the pieces. When she fuck around and sleep with a dude like me that's going to just put her ass on the wall and then make her get out. You the motherfucker that she going to call when she crying. And you going to be there and she going to be laying on your fucking shoulder. And goddamn it, you going to hear all that bullshit she going to be saying out her mouth. And you going to be all emotional. Old Carl Thomas ass nigga. You going to be emotional about it. And then 3 or 4 days later, when she get an itch again, she going to call me to scratch it. So men, stop being emotional. Stop being sensitive. That's not in your nature. Your nature is to build, work, build. Your nature is to have a family. Raise your family. And then teach your sons and daughters how they're supposed to act in the world. Your son's supposed to build, have families, and raise their kids. Your daughters is supposed to be passed to her husband. She don't supposed to be out there sleeping with the world, and then when she get 30 or 35 years old, now she want to settle down after the cooch is wore out, and now she want to be sold like she's a brand new car, but she been used and ran through for 15 damn years. Now all of a sudden she thinks she deserves a husband. This is what's going on today, folks. And all this exists because emotions and feelings. I'm too young to get married. I'm too young to have kids. I'm too young to this, and I'm too old, too young for that. And then once the bitch get 35 years old, 40 years old, she want to yell where all the good men at. You said no to all of them, dear. Remember, you had feelings and you was emotional. You didn't want to commit to no man. So guess what? Your old ass gonna have to just take scraps. And what I mean by scraps, you gonna be a side bitch until your pussy is too old to be fucked. And then what you're gonna become is a feminist. You're gonna try to convince other young girls not to get married, not to have kids, not to have a damn family, because your ass don't want to be stuck out there alone. You become an old rotten bitch. And you want to ruin other women's lives. And that's what these black mothers are doing to their sons. A damn black boy bring home a sweet black girl. She don't like her. She too damn sweet. She too damn nice. That look like a damn girl you could just run over. I don't like her. But the son bring home a bitch to his damn stupid mama. She'll love her. She'll love her. Because in her mind, she think that woman gonna keep your black ass in check. And that happens because your mama don't like the daddy. She hates your father. She hates your father. And she gonna keep on spewing hate from generation to generation to generation based on your emotion, man, and your sensitivity. You're being used and don't even know it. Black men should be able to talk about anything without losing his life. A black man should be able to sit around with a bunch of black people and they are completely different but can talk. And guess what? There's not a shot fired. There's nobody calling each other names. They can sit together in a group and talk about different issues. And they might have a difference of opinion. And they should be able to get up from the table and shake hands and have a respect that the fact that they stand on their principles and their values and you live. See, that's the problem with black people today. You're not allowed to have an opinion if you don't agree with it. If you don't agree with the group, then you're an outsider. That means you can lose your life. That's insane. But that's based on emotions. It's based on sensitivity. They want to call it being triggered. Why should a man be triggered? You a man. Why should anything trigger you? A man should always think if something's being said, is it right or wrong? Why are you being triggered because someone says something that you don't particularly like? If you particularly don't like it, so what? You're supposed to analyze everything you hear, interpret what you're saying, think about what you're hearing, and then you come up with a conclusion. It should never end in gunfire or you trying to harm someone. That should be common sense. Black people, the only way you prove you're a man, if you kill somebody, you can beat up some damn body, or you can be disrespectful. Intimidation. That's manhood in these urban areas. That's manly. Beating up somebody, harming somebody, shooting and stabbing somebody. Intimidation. That makes you a coward, man. You're scared to stand up and be a real man. Any man can go and sleep around with a bunch of girls. Can you hold yourself? Are you man enough to hold yourself and think? Do you have control of yourself? Huh? That's the question. See, I don't see self-control when you're triggered or you get emotional about something or you sensitive as a man. That's not self-control. That's not self-control. That sounds like a lot of anger, a lot of built up resentment. You're not free. And that's very sad that you got all these black men walking around here that's unsure of themselves. They got all this fear and doubt inside them. All this hate and emotions and feelings and sensitivity All because some black female raised you to be that way. It's not good, folks. It's not good. It's not good. Just look at this nation. Look how black people act in the streets. Look at the protests, this so-called rioting, whatever you want to call it. I mean, we're better than this as a people. You would think, but we're really not as a whole. We are really insane. Because we're telling people that we're the best while not being the best. And you get that from a black woman because they'll say they're strong and independent and they don't need no man. And they'll at the same time say, well, we on the bottom. We the most disrespected woman on the planet. But they will say they're strong, independent, most educated. They'll say this. That's their emotional rant. It means nothing. It don't mean anything at all. That is an emotional rant to get you to do what they want you to do. And men are falling for it. Hook, line, and sinker. They're falling for that crazy crap. And black women been talking the same talking points for years to get you black men to bow. They want your ass on both knees, begging them. And you're doing it. And if you want to leave that plantation, you're gonna be a runaway slave. You'll be called every name in the book. And all the black men that's in their web, they're gonna be hunting you down. Because in their mind, they're thinking, what the hell you thinking about being free for? You black. Your mama black. Yep. That's on my damn eye. But yeah. You don't like yourself if you're not thinking like them. So, let's wrap this up. Because I'm going to eat me a little something. And I'm going to go in here and watch me a documentary. And just listen to my words. Listen to this video about 3 or 4 times and get what I'm saying. If you are emotional, if you're sensitive and vulnerable and all wrapped up in feelings, you're not a man. You're not. You are a female. You're thinking like a woman. Because men don't walk around. And I want to clear up something. As a human being, sad things happen and we cry. But I don't think men should cry around women. If something's going on with you, you don't cry around no woman. Don't ever show your feelings around a woman. You get in a room by yourself and you release whatever you have to release. And when you walk out that room, you walk out as a man. Don't ever let nobody see you at a weak point. Because men, you're being sized up at every moment of your life. And I'm talking about every color man right now. You don't let your woman see you at a weak state. Never. I don't give a damn if you got to get in your car and ride down the road. I don't care if your mama died. You get your ass in the car and you ride down the road by yourself. And if you need to holler, scream, and cry, you do it by yourself. But when you get back, all your tears and your eyes should be wiped clean and everything you should be handling yourself like a man and be strong. Don't ever let no woman see you at a weak state. Because all she gonna do later on when she get mad at you is call you a weak bitch. That's why you were crying like a bitch earlier. And she'll be right. So don't ever let no woman see you in a weak state. You understand me, man? Band it out.